Atlanta News First Plus starts now with a First Alert Weather Day.
Yes, today is a First Alert Weather Day. I am meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. Are you sick of this pattern? We are too, guys. It's been a really rainy and stormy May, but you know what? It is going to get better eventually, but we have to get through a couple of stormy days first before we can finally say goodbye to this rainy and stormy pattern. So we're going to take you through everything you need to know. Obviously, you can see there that we do have rain and storms that will be in the forecast tomorrow afternoon. But for today, we are looking at mainly scattered showers for the first half of the day, but we'll have the potential for storms a little bit later. I'm going to take you through my graphics here really quick. I just had to switch the system there, and it's going to take a second to get back on track. But today, a stormy day. That is the reason for that First Alert Weather Day. Widely scattered showers already out there with storms on the horizon for tomorrow. Friday, I'm going to take you through the timing, everything you need to know. I have to go back through my graphics for a second. It was on the wrong system, so once we change back, it's just going to take me a minute because I don't have control over it right here. So here we go. This is where I wanted to start. Good morning, guys. Back on track. Thursday and Friday, First Alert Weather Days. Moderate impact on your day. Scattered storms today, seeing rain through about noon, and then I think we could have the fuel for a few rumbles of thunder, especially south of I-85. The commute will be impacted today, and then really the middle of the day will be the timing tomorrow. So for the kids who have any kind of summer camp or anything like that, if you're planning on running any errands tomorrow, you have any appointments you have to get to tomorrow afternoon, just know that rain and storms will be likely. Let's take you hour by hour through the rest of the day today. So here's a look at 1 o'clock. We will have that light rain continuing for Atlanta and areas north, but notice to the south. So we're going to start to have our wind pump out of the south. That's going to pull in more moisture. You're definitely going to notice if it's not raining that it's really muggy out there. It's just kind of soupy outside. And so that will promote that chance for isolated heavy downpours later today. And I do think we'll be warm enough. We'll have the fuel for maybe a few thunderstorms to develop again, mainly south of I-20, south of I-85 today. And that's where we could maybe have a strong storm today. Isolated severe threat today with mainly damaging wind and some small hail through the afternoon. Here's a look at the evening commute, 5, 6 o'clock. We could have a line of showers and storms develop north of the city. Don't really see a severe threat here, but definitely some gusty wind, frequent lightning, heavy rain. And if you get caught in any of those storms, you're definitely going to notice it. So you just need to drive carefully if you run into any of those later today. After sunset, we dry out. We'll wake up tomorrow more than likely to some patchy fog, and we'll be mostly dry to send you out the door tomorrow. But then tomorrow afternoon is when the storms roll through. With all the rain today, temperatures are going to hold in the low to mid 70s. Really not going to have the opportunity to warm up all that much. So it'll be a mild and muggy afternoon, but of course, most importantly, that rain is going to impact your day. That's the reason for the First Alert Weather Day. Here's a look at that severe outlook. A low severe threat for today. Damaging wind will be the main threat, maybe some small hail. I do think the tornado threat is mostly in central Georgia for today, so down closer to the coast and Macon. That's where I think they'll have to watch for maybe an isolated tornado. I don't see that in our forecast today. Mainly damaging wind and some small hail and any storms that develop. And you can see where that Storm Prediction Center has put the outlook, that level 1 threat indicated by that green color there. That means the threat for storms, severe weather is very isolated today. That's definitely the case. All the rain we're already seeing today is going to keep our atmosphere a little stable. We still have enough heat, enough moisture in the air to promote maybe a few storms south of the city, but for the most part, a lot of you are going to deal with the rain that could be heavy at times, so you just need to take it easy on the roads. Tomorrow, that severe threat increases. You can see that level 2 of 5 threat extending from Athens down to Eatonton, Griffin. This includes Madison, so Morgan County. This includes Rockdale and Newton County. Also includes Greene County, Lamar, Upson County, parts of Butts County as well. That level 2 threat extends. So the kind of general theme there is along and south of I-85. That's where I think our main focus will be tomorrow because of the timing of this cold front that's going to move through. Essentially, this front's going to move through during the heat of the day, so we'll have plenty of opportunity to warm up. From Atlanta to the north, I still think our temperatures are going to hold generally in the mid to upper 70s. South of the city tomorrow, though, you're going to be even warmer than that. You'll have that opportunity to really fuel up, and as a cold front comes through, what that cold front's going to do is add some extra lift. That cold, dense air behind the front is going to run into that warm and more buoyant air out ahead of it. That front will nudge underneath that warm air. That allows everything to explode, and that can sometimes create some more violent storms, ultimately giving us that higher severe threat tomorrow. So there's kind of your science lesson behind the meteorology of a cold front. But tomorrow Damaging wind will still be the main threat, along with the potential for hail, but I do think we could have a few isolated tornadoes tomorrow as well as this cold front comes through. What we're going to watch for is not only the line of storms that the cold front will bring, but if we manage to have any isolated cells out ahead of that front, I think we'll have enough wind shear for those little cells to take advantage of. Sometimes when you get those rogue cells out ahead of that cold front, if there's any shear in the atmosphere, they're really good at taking advantage of it and starting to spin. So that's what we'll be watching for tomorrow, along with the storms that will be along the cold front. So around 10 a.m., storms will start to move into northwest Georgia. That's when we'll have to watch for maybe an isolated strong storm. I think the severe threat is lower in northwest Georgia because you won't have as much fuel. The severe threat increases as this front sinks south throughout the day. Here's a look at 1 o'clock, and you can see how those kind of clusters of storms, you can see the bright red little kind of dots there within that line. So that's indicating that we're going to have to watch for maybe some isolated cells developing along that line of showers and thunderstorms moving through North Georgia. Those are the ones that will normally produce the gusty wind, the hail, maybe an isolated tornado as well. So 1 o'clock, if you have, again, any appointments tomorrow, I know a lot of kids are in summer camp, so if this is the time you pick them up, or maybe they have some sort of field trip tomorrow at summer camp, storms will be moving into downtown in the early afternoon hours. By 2 o'clock, this line of storms sinks south of the city, and you can see how it's becoming a little more linear. So that damaging wind threat definitely present throughout the early afternoon, and that will be the case really throughout the entirety of this event. But still, an isolated tornado can't be completely ruled out, especially areas south of the city. And a spot that a lot of times we do need to look is that far southern edge of a front. So you can see how it kind of sits on a diagonal like this. So that can sometimes help to stabilize the atmosphere out on the front end. But the southern end of that cold front, you have the wind coming generally out of the south. Now, tomorrow it looks like it's more southwesterly, so that will create a lower wind shear value for us because the front's going to be coming in this way, our wind's going to be kind of coming this way, so more parallel rather than perpendicular. When you get those wind coming in at the surface this way and that cold front coming in this way, that's when you have a lot of wind shear and turning in the atmosphere. But nonetheless, see those little cells south of Carrollton? Sometimes those little cells at the bottom are what take advantage and have that first hit of that southerly wind or any kind of directional shear. So we have to watch sometimes that southern edge of the line for maybe those isolated tornadoes more carefully than the northern extent of that line. So south of the city, again, along and south of the I-85 corridor, we'll have to watch for maybe a brief spin-up tornado. By and large, the greatest threat for severe weather, or the greatest severe threat, is going to be damaging wind. By 3 o'clock, storms are starting to sink south of the city into Jasper and Putnam County, Lamar County, Upson County. We'll still hold on to the chance for severe storms. Rain starting to end in northwest Georgia. By 4 o'clock, when a lot of you are going to be headed home from work tomorrow, the front's going to be gone, our severe threat's going to be over, and we're going to start to have a breeze build in. Cooler, drier air will be ushering in. It'll honestly be a really pleasant evening. A few trailing showers will be possible late in the evening, but they'll be quick passing, not going to really interrupt your plans all that much. Overall, it'll be a really pleasant night if you have any Friday night plans. The weekend, our nicer weather continues. This cold front is finally going to sweep us out of this really unsettled pattern where we've just had waves and waves and waves of showers and thunderstorms. That cold front is finally going to just sweep us dry, quite literally. You'll notice a small rain chance on Sunday. So Saturday, we're waking up in the upper 50s to low 60s. It's going to feel fantastic outside on Saturday. We'll have a nice breeze still. That's the kind of morning where you just take it slow. You know, sit on your back porch, your front porch, whatever kind of porch you got. Just have your cup of coffee outside and soak it in. I love those kinds of mornings. That's going to be tomorrow morning. Low 80s, lower humidity, sunshine, gorgeous day on Saturday. Now Sunday, models are struggling. We could have another kind of quick passing disturbance roll through on Sunday. So essentially, models are going to struggle when you have these smaller scale features. They struggle with the timing and placement of them. One model keeps us mostly dry outside of a few showers in the mountains. Sunday, or another model, the European model, is a little more aggressive with that rain chance on Sunday. Regardless, it's not going to be a washout. If we get any rain to drift in from the north, it's going to quickly fizzle out. It's going to be quick passing, so you might get some brief rain on Sunday, but for the most part, looking good. Maybe an isolated rumble of thunder as well, because obviously temperatures are going to be in the 80s. So Sunday will be a day that we'll have to kind of keep an eye on the forecast a little more, but for the most part, the weekend is trending drier. The afternoons will stay comfortable. It's really just going to be great. Here's a look at that first alert 7-day forecast. So our first alert weather days today and tomorrow. Widely scattered showers already beginning. On and off rain pretty much continues the whole day today. A few isolated storms will be possible south of the city especially. Maybe an isolated severe storm with some gusty wind and small hail. Tomorrow, cold front comes through. starting around 10 a.m. in North Georgia, ending by 4 p.m. I think our greatest chance for severe weather will be between about noon and 4 p.m. tomorrow. So you want to have the First Alert Weather app handy. Turn those notifications on for severe weather alerts because we do have the potential for maybe a few isolated tornadoes tomorrow, especially along and south of that I-85 corridor. We wake up in the 50s Saturday. Gorgeous weather on Saturday. We'll watch for maybe a few rumbles of thunder on Sunday, especially up in the mountains. And then we trend into this drier pattern to kick off June with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s next week. Looking long range, it looks like we do stay mostly dry next week. So after this really just super rainy and stormy May, we're getting rid of that pattern going into June, and finally some more summer-like weather with warmer temperatures, drier conditions, just in time for a lot of the kids to be out of school. I know some of them aren't on summer break just yet, but just in time for summer break to start for most of the area here next week. We will be in good shape, and you guys can get outside and enjoy the pool, all the wonderful things. All right, everyone, don't forget, like I mentioned, make sure to have that First Alert Weather app handy. It'll be a great tool to have to let you know if showers are in your area, if severe weather is going on in your area, and we'll, of course, continue to keep you updated on the forecast in the First Alert Weather app as well. We're always sending notifications and new video updates as we get updates to the forecast. Make it a wonderful day, everyone. Try and stay dry today. Take it easy on the roadways as well. We know what the rain does to the roads across Metro Atlanta, and we'll catch you here next time.
Atlanta News First Plus starts now.
Stay up to date on your latest weather from the largest team of meteorologists in the Southeast. Download the First Alert Weather app for hour-by-hour forecasts and join us every weekday at 11:30 a.m. on ANF+. You can also text WEATHER to the number on your screen, and we'll send a link directly to your cell phone.